Some footage you can explain, like glitches, wind, CGI, but then there's the other kind of footage, this kind that makes police seal off locations for public safety, the kind of footage that isn't just haunted, it's hostile. And now we're going straight into those places, the ones nobody should be filming inside, the places where people vanish, voices answer back, and something moves in the dark long before you hear it coming. The Screaming Tunnel in Ontario, Canada. If you think ghosts are quiet, sad little souls floating around in white sheets, think again. This haunting isn't just heard, it screams back. And it happens in a cold stone tunnel under a rural railroad line near Niagara Falls, Ontario. A tunnel so haunted that people have been physically attacked inside it on camera. The Screaming Tunnel is one of Canada's most disturbing legends. But unlike most folklore, this one has footage, real shaky, terrifying footage captured by hikers, ghost hunters, and teenage thrill seekers who've returned from the tunnel changed. Built in the early 1900s, the tunnel was originally a drainage passage for the Grand Trunk Railway, but over time, it picked up a reputation so terrifying that even locals refused to go near it at night. Ask them why, and they'll tell you the story. A girl once ran into the tunnel to escape a fire, her clothes burning, her lungs filling with smoke. She passed away inside the tunnel, and now they say if you light a match inside, her scream shatters the silence as her spirit relives her last moments. A scary story, sure, but that doesn't explain what happened on October 14, 2015, when a paranormal investigation channel filmed inside the tunnel and captured a scream so powerful and clear that experts later analyzed the audio and ruled it out that it was human. No joke. Audio technicians analyzed the waveform of this scream basically captured in the tunnel and concluded the pitch and the reverb did not behave like human vocal frequencies inside a tunnel that size. So in other words, it sounded real, but also impossible. The microphones began to distort, not from wind, not from interference, but from something blocking the sound waves, like invisible pressure in the tunnel itself. Then it happened. One investigator lighted a match, and just like the legend says, in that exact second, something screams from the darkness, not from behind them, ahead of them, deep inside the tunnel. And this scream, it does not fade like a normal sound. It actually cuts off abruptly, like something standing right in front of them just closed its mouth. The Demon of the Sallie house. This is in Kansas. Now, some hauntings are tragic, some are restless, but this house, it's a little different. This haunting draws horror. The Sallie house in Kansas looks normal from the outside completely. A two-story family home on a quiet street, but watch the footage recorded inside and you'll understand why investigators don't call it haunted. They call it predatory. Now, the legend starts with a 6-year-old girl named Sallie who supposedly passed on during a botched emergency surgery in the home during the 1900s. Locals say she brought to the town doctor who lived in the house screaming in pain from appendicitis. The story goes that the doctor panicked and began cutting before the anesthesia took hold. Now, Sallie woke up mid-surgery, terrified of course, and then passed away on the table. The urban legend claims she now haunts the house. Cute ghost story, right? Well, except the haunting in this house is not a little girl, and the video evidence proves it. Most people first heard of the Sallie house from the 1900s when a young couple named Tony and Deborah Pickman moved in. Deborah reported lights flickering, toys moving, cold spots, classic, haunting signs. But Tony, well, he was targeted physically, violently, and in multiple videos recorded by the Sightings TV crew. Tony can be seen actually being scratched in real time, deep red claw-like marks appearing across his stomach and chest while cameras are rolling. No CGI, no practical effects or efforts. You can actually watch his skin open up on camera as he screams in confusion and pain. In one clip from 1993, an investigator asks Tony what he's feeling. Tony says, "Something's behind me." He pulls up his shirt and 3 scratches appear from nowhere, trailing down his back like something raked him from shoulder to spine. The number 3 is significant in demonology. I mean, the number of mockery meant to insult the Holy Trinity. That's not a child's spirit. That's not a harmless haunting. That's aggression. Professional paranormal investigators from the Atlantic Paranormal Society, Ghost Adventures, and private demonologists have attempted to cleanse the house. Every team reports the exact same thing. Not a ghost, not Sallie, something else entirely. The EVPs captured inside the Sallie house are among the most disturbing ever recorded. Voices, raspy, male, angry, growling, get out, mine, hurt, and most chilling of all, them hearing them say, "Unalive Tony," unalive them. It uses Tony's name. I mean, animals refuse to even enter the house. Dogs brought in by researchers whine at the threshold. I mean, mean, one rescue dog broke free, dragging its handler away from the front door and refusing to return. Experts say that kind of behavior only happens around aggressive predators. So tell me, what exactly stalks people inside that house? Some investigators believe the little girl story is the distraction. They believe something darker uses the Sallie persona to lure people in. Think about it. I mean, what do ghost hunters go crazy for? Child spirits, right? Emotional stories, tragedy, it's bait. Hundreds of people walk right towards it. Tony and Deborah Pickman eventually did flee the home, refusing to step foot inside ever again. Tony said in a very rare interview, "It didn't just follow us, it lived inside me. I could feel it. I could feel it watching through my own eyes." Now, the footage from inside the Sallie house remains some of the most analyzed paranormal video evidence ever. The only thing scarier than the evidence is that the house is still open to rent. It's still active. It's still attacking, still there waiting for more people, and it just hasn't stopped. So if you're looking for somewhere to live, go check it out. The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall. Now, this is in Norfolk, England. Some ghosts flicker in and out of blurry cell phone footage. This one posed for a photograph and became the most famous apparition ever captured. Newspapers tried to dismiss it, skeptics tried to debunk it, but nearly a century later, the footage keeps stacking up and the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall refuses to disappear. Now, Raynham Hall is a 17th century country estate in England, quiet, elegant, the definition of old world royalty. But behind the portraits and chandeliers is a haunting, so historic that even King George claimed to see the ghost himself. The legend begins with Lady Dorothy Walpole, sister of Britain's first prime minister. Now, in 1713, Dorothy secretly married a very wealthy nobleman named Charles Townshend, known for his violent temper and jealousy. When he discovered she had once been involved with another man before marrying him, he snapped and lost it. He locked her inside Raynham Hall, isolated from the world, telling family that she had just simply passed away. But she didn't pass away immediately. She lived inside that house for another decade, trapped in there, cut off from her children, forbidden to leave. I mean, when she finally passed, some say, executed, others say from smallpox. I mean, she never left the hall. It's very much giving like Beauty and the Beast gone wrong. Now, for centuries, guests reported seeing a sorrowful woman, kind of in a brown satin dress, drifting through the property. Her face was gray, eyes hollow, but then something changed. Her presence grew stronger, more aggressive, and in 1936, she was actually caught on camera during a photo shoot for Country Life magazine. Photographers Captain Provend and Indre Shira were taking interior shots of the mansion's grand staircase. When the photo was developed, a translucent form glided down the staircase wearing a brown period gown. This wasn't a blur or dust smudge, it was a structured apparition with depth. The photo was examined by the Society for, Physical or Psychic Research and later by Kodak and other photography experts. Now, multiple tests concluded just deceased. No evidence or doubt exposure, no double exposure, no signs of tampering, no chemical manipulation, and there was no stage composition. The conclusion basically inconclusive but authentic. So the capture remains one of the most heavily studied, ghost photos in the world. But whatever happened in that house, Dorothy is still there, so none of that worked, and it's clear she does not want visitors. So which haunted place would you visit if you had the chance? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Ashley. I'll see you in the next one. Vampires are not supposed to be real. They belong to the shadows of horror novels, the flickering reels of black and white films, and the costumes we laugh at on Halloween. Yet history, folklore, and eyewitness accounts insist otherwise. These tales will make you question the safety of your own shadow. The Highgate Vampire, London's Hunter. Now, in the 1970s, London's Highgate Cemetery became the setting of one of the most infamous modern vampire legends. It began with a series of sightings and grave desecrations that terrified locals. Witnesses described a tall, gaunt figure dressed in black with fiery red eyes and a face both skeletal and human, seen roaming the cemetery at night. People claim they felt a very oppressive, cold presence that made their skin basically crawl and hearts pound. This story took hold when a man named David Farron, a local occult enthusiast, reported a terrifying encounter. He described standing in the moonlight among toppled headstones when he came